Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sahara the Borderline Millennial. I'm currently on a journey to create a more cozy and intentional life for my 30s, one hobby, one moment, and one memory at a time. And in today's video, I am reorganizing the guest room again. Yes, okay, I do this literally all the time, but today specifically, we are focusing on kind of rearranging and reorganizing the bookcases. As you can see right behind me, we have two brand new, they smell so good, empty Hemnes bookcases from IKEA. We've had our eyes on these for some time, but we just recently decided to actually full on reorganize our guest bedroom slash office space slash workout area slash cozy area. And it's definitely leaning more into a cozy area. So what we are going to do today is basically fill in these shelves with a lot of our excess books, kind of reorganizing, because if you've been here before, then you know that we have already had two big bookcases that were completely full, like literally so full. Let me show you those right now. So depending on how new you are to my channel, you may or may not remember my deep cleaning my bookcases for spring, like my spring deep cleaning my bookcases video, whatever. I'll put that here and then also link in the bio in case you missed it. But in that video, we basically went through all of the books on these two bookshelves, which are also IKEA, but from like, I don't know, like 8 years ago. We went through all of these books and picked out like two big bags full of books that I'm going to be donating to either used bookstores or little libraries, and I have not done that yet, so that's going to be an upcoming video of me doing that, probably either here on YouTube or on TikTok, so make sure you follow me there at Borderline Millennials. But anyways, these are what we went through for the spring cleaning, and I got rid of a lot of books, which is great, but then of course I've been reading a lot more. I've been really into like just books as a hobby, reading books, buying books, borrowing books, anything with books and book related, I've just been really into. So I've just been accumulating a lot more books, my husband as well. And then this is, I don't know if you can actually see it yet. Hold on. Right here is my physical TBR cart. Like these are all the physical books that I have yet to read. And then I also have more books up there. And then this is also my husband's like bag of books that he needs to read. So all that to say, we needed a lot more room on the bookcases. And sorry, I'm currently at the tail end of having COVID. Yes, people are still getting COVID. I caught COVID, unfortunately, after I came back from San Diego Comic-Con. It's honestly no shock that I got COVID there. I heard it was a super spreader and there were just like crowds and masses of people. So I, unfortunately, along with some of the friends that I was there with, also caught COVID, but I'm on the tail end. I'm coming out of it. I just sound a little bit congested, a little bit nasally, but gave me a lot of time to be at home, to rest, to catch up on sleep, and to ideate how I want to do this reorg with my husband. So basically, I have COVID brain, so if I'm a little here and I'm a little there, it's just because I'm just a little bit tired, a little bit brain fogged. But we're going to do this together, and it's going to be really fun. And, oh, there's the husband now speaking about. Hey, honey. So yeah, so the first thing that I want to do is kind of just like figure out what we have here and how I want to organize the books. Now, I don't know if we're going to be organizing them by color again. We kind of almost had a color thing going on, but then it kind of got all jumbled up. So by color, by genre, by like author title, like you would in like a normal library. I don't know. So we're going to figure that out, or I might just pop them all in and like not even care and just have fun with it. So I definitely want to figure out how to place them, and I need to also find a specific spot where I can put the TBR books so they're all together. So like my TBR, my husband's TBR, so that we can easily access the books that we need to read without having to try and go through like the entire shelf. So I need to do that. You might remember from my last video when I was showing my bookcases that we have like a lot of trinkets and stuff in this room in particular. And we used to have a lot on our bookcases, and we definitely have a lot more. So we'll probably do that later. But today I just want to focus solely on the books. Oh yeah, Arjuna's he's showing you. I collect the special edition Disney princess like Barbie type dolls. Like they're so beautiful. It's their Disney designer collection, and I haven't actually found a spot to place them yet. So I'm hoping that with this reorganization that we're doing, we can find a spot for them, or just figure out what we actually have a spot for, and then what we don't have a spot for, we're just gonna put away and put in storage. And then whenever we move out of our apartment, we can bring it out again. And now he's showing you his cool Transformer collectible doll.
Action figure.
Oh yeah, sorry, excuse me, action figure, excuse me. Honestly, I have no idea how this video is gonna go, how it's gonna be structured. Like I said, I have COVID brain, and we literally just like half an hour ago just finished actually building the Hemnes furniture pieces, which actually weren't that difficult. I just have like a little bit of a brain fog and I messed up on one of them, but we were able to figure that out, and they look perfect. They're so beautiful. They fit perfectly in the room, and I'm just so excited and so ready to like start decorating them. So let's just get into it. Let's see how this video flows. I'm gonna be talking to you. I'm gonna be doing some montages and showing you some of like the books on my TBR. So I'm excited to get into this. Let's go ahead and get into this video and let's reorganize our bookshelves. Yeah! I'm bringing you with me because I forgot that with these new Hemnes bookcases, I wanted to bring the games that are in our current bookcases in our living room out of the living room to look less cluttered and into the guest bedroom. So let me show you what that looks like right now. Arjuna's showing you this cute little bear that we got on our Alaskan trip. If you haven't watched that video, that's my 30th birthday cruise trip. There's like 3 different videos, all part of that same trip. So check those out. Welcome to our living room. You might have seen this area before, but again, IKEA is the GOAT. These are all the IKEA, I believe these are also Hemnes set. These are the skinnier bookcases. So we have some of our like A24 screenplay books here, some other A24 screenplay books, and then a lot of this below here is just trinkets and games. And then on both sides, as you can tell, like it's great, and we thought we'd be hosting it more and like using the games more, but we just don't like access them as much as we want to for them to be justified to be out here as part of like the focal point of our living room. So it looks a little bit cluttered right now, and we're gonna move all the games out and put that in the guest room and then replace these with some of like our nicer books that kind of deserve to be on the spotlight. So like maybe like our Lord of the Rings collection that we have, maybe we'll bring that out here. Maybe it does make sense to keep the A24 books out here too, because it's like movies and this is where we have the TV. Maybe like the game, not the Game of Thrones, but the Court of Thorns and Roses, the Twilight collection that we have, since we have the Twilight Lego up here from our 24-hour Twilight Lego build. This is what the living room currently looks like. We have 6 total bookcases in our apartment. We have these 2, the 2 dark browns, and then the 2 sage green Hemnes. And now we just need to reorganize them all and make it make sense for us. So yeah, now that you've seen this, we're gonna go ahead and shovel all these games into the office, and then I might actually just put the games in first and then build around that, because I think the games might make sense to go kind of on the bottom shelf. So we're gonna do that right now, and I'll meet you guys in the office. You see this? These are all our games. I should have counted as we were pulling, but honestly, it's a lot of games. And they're all really fun games, but we actually haven't bought a new game in a long time. So like, I think the newest game we have was a gift, and it's the Survivor game. If you've ever watched like Survivor, the TV reality show, it's really fun. And yeah, so now I need to place all these games on the shelves after I dust them. My plan is to try and fit most of the games on these bottom shelves right here, which I think we can do, and I think we'll be totally fine. It's just kind of figuring out like how I actually want the games to be. So I need to figure out the smaller games versus like the biggest games that we have. And obviously our biggest one is actually the Cards Against Humanity. Bigger, blacker box. It's so heavy. All right, so this bad boy is definitely going on the bottom. And let's see. All right, it's too tall to fit that way, but it can certainly fit here. So my Clue game seems pretty long here, but it's also light. And I think I'm gonna start that one on this side, because that's pretty big. These ones are pretty short here. This one's also like on the shorter side. This Risk one is actually decently long. And that might look good there, but let me see if there's actually something a little bit longer that could actually fit in that gap pretty nicely. Monopoly is a good option, but that's the exact same size as Risk. I haven't played, I loved the Game of Life. Again. Arjuna just yelled, me too. This one's actually pretty big. It's also very heavy, so this is What Do You Mean Self-Storage. And this one I think can fit actually right here. Perfect. That's actually so perfect, but I do feel like I need to stand it up or else you're not actually going to be able to see the name because it's not on the sides, which is kind of a bummer. Why would we want branding everywhere? So I might just put it standing like that. So some of these games like the Disney trivia that I have here, that can go there. The only thing is I wish they said the name on the side. So I have a few of these Disney games. So I'm gonna put all these Disney games together. And I think that works out well. That can go here. Oh, well, I guess this one also counts. This is like the expansion for Disney's Villainous. Throw Burrito. Battleship. I think I can get Battleship here. Throw Burrito can go there as well. Eels and Escalators. If you know SpongeBob, you know Eels and Escalators. That's perfect there. This Escape Room Kyoto edition. We love doing escape rooms. Tapple. I love Tapple. Tapple's super fun. Betrayal at the House of Hill. This is like a horror board game, which was a really good time. That's a good fun play. Sorry, I moved a little bit further away from you all. Hasbro's Guess Who here. Actually, this one would probably look better down here. We'll see. I'll play around with that one. Another heavy boy. This is Hogwarts Battle. That can go there. Settlers of Catan's pretty tall. The Green Knight game. Lord of the Rings. Can I? No, he's too tall, so he's gonna have to go down there. That Survivor game I was talking about might actually fit nicely here. But I think I need something taller. Taboo and Watch Your Mouth. I think that's actually nice. This is actually making me very happy because these games feel like they are meant to go here. So it makes me very happy. This I don't love yet, which makes me want to move this. It's just such a tall game. I guess I could do it this way and then it doesn't take up as much room. That makes sense. And then I can do that. Slide that there. I will figure out this clue game later. Guess Who can come here. That makes sense. The classic wooden Jumanji. Which actually might fit here, but this should fit there pretty perfectly. Catan expansion. Relative Insanity is fun. Let's do the Game of Things. I've never actually played this game before. And now we're getting into kind of some of the smaller games. So we have Loaded. We have so many Cards Against Humanity, like an actual family edition. Which makes me want to put those here with the bigger, blacker box, because that just makes sense, just keeping those together, as well as this one. Yeah, I think I can put this one underneath these games. And then Yeah, that works for me. A few random games like the Oregon Trail, Exploding Kittens, a chessboard. Then we have a bunch of these table topic games that are all for like questions for different things. So this one's for dinner party. We have family gatherings, girls' night out, couples, and original. So like these are all just really fun depending on like what kind of group you have gathering. You can just pull out these cards at the dinner table. If you want something a little bit more low key, you can pull these cards out and then be like, hey, this one it says, what do you remember about the homes your family has lived in? And just kind of get to know each other. They're really fun games. They're called table topics, if you're wondering. Okay, y'all, and just like that, I have filled the bottom two shelves of the new Hemnes bookcases from IKEA just with our games. And honestly, I'm so happy. Every single game is accessible. We can read pretty much every game that had a label that was on the side that we were able to like put in here. And it's just like so appealing. Like this actually makes me want to come in here, pick out a game like you would pick out a book. We have like a little bit of a collection here of like Disney games and other games here. Some of our heavier games are here down at the bottom, and then this little collection of our smaller games that are a little bit more like conversation starters, our classic games here, and then all these little games as well as clues. So I'm really happy. This looks so good, and now we have the base of our bookcases sorted. We can start building up. Okay, so before I move on, I want to show Arjuna what we've done so far. I don't like need his approval, but of course I want him to like what we're doing, and so I really want him to look at this and see it and see if it makes sense for him. I think he'll like it, but let's go ahead and get Arjuna's reaction. Okay, babe, you can come in. Take a look. Here.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah?
It's nice.
It's nice, right? And you can like see all the games.
It's organized.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it in and out.
Yeah?
I like that.
You like it?
Yeah.
You approve?
I approve.
Yay! Good, I'm glad. Yeah, I like that you can see everything and you can just easily pull out stuff. Like there's nothing hidden behind anything at all.
Nice.
So like some games are pulled forward because so they don't sink all the way back.
Right.
Some games like that's just as long as they are and stuff, but I'm happy with it. I think it's really fun. Like we can see like literally every single game that we have, and people can come in and like check it out like a library book.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, bye.
Oh, I'm coming back. I just had
He grabbed this picture that you got me when I got my first office job.
Yep.
To keep on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
And then ever since then I quit that job and I've been working remote. But that's cute. That's a good spot for it. All right, now I'm thinking about where I want to go next. So I'm thinking I want this shelf and this shelf here to be Arjuna and I's TBR shelves. It's like right in the middle. It makes most sense. It's like a short shelf, and I don't know, like I think that's just a really good segue between transitioning out of books we've read and loved to books we're ready to read to games we're ready to play. So I think I'm going to do that, either my books here or my books there, and then his on the other side. So let's go ahead and put those books in there right now. that box is now empty. Arjuna's TBR is officially on the rack, and there's literally so much room. So there's actually one more thing that I want to add. Hold on. I think I just have to shift these over, so hold on. Let me bring you a little bit closer. So let me put this on this side. And we've got Leia. I love you. That can be his bookend. And maybe we'll put something here. I don't know. Maybe we'll put a little trinket there. My focus is just getting all the books on first, and then we can worry about the trinkets. Okay, now it's time to do my side. And time to put on the finishing touches. Let's see if it fits. It doesn't fit. Okay, since it didn't fit in mine, I'm actually going to move both bookends to Arjuna's and then just move his to the center. There we go. There. I like that. That looks good to me. All right, time to bring Arjuna in to show him the next phase. All right, come on in. The next phase is our TBR phase.
Oh,
So as you can see, yours is here on the left side. I had too many books to put a book in on mine. So yours, like you didn't have as many books, so I put it on yours to keep them nice in the center. And then all of mine here. So it's like acting as a transition between the phases.
One of the MCU books is yours.
Okay, well, it just fits better with yours. Mine, okay, guys, I cannot buy any more physical books. Oh, shoot. I just forgot. I actually do have about 7 more physical books.
You gotta start reading.
I'm sorry, Arjuna. I'm gonna have to infiltrate your side.
That's okay.
Thanks. Love you.
Love you too.
Y'all, I can't believe I forgot. I literally have a whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more books that I have to actually put on my TBR list right here. If you saw my book crawl video, these were in there, most of these, and the other 2 I actually got at Comic-Con. So, got a bunch there. And then I have the other ones, if you watched the glamping video, the one that we did in Running Springs / like Big Bear area, like Arrowhead. These are our mystery books, so one of these is mine, one of these is Arjuna's, so let me put these on the rack right now. Okay, so I'm just going to make Arjuna's all just to the left. And then I'm going to throw in mine. So that's his. And that'll just be like the divider, I know. Pop these in here. Children of Blood and Bone. My new IKEA Hemnes, Part of Your World, and then Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister. So I can put those in here. And that way, we're all good now. Okay. Oh, one more. I guess I could put this on my shelf over here. Now the TBR shelves are ready. Sorry about that. I completely forgot I had those extra books that I needed to put in here. But now it doesn't actually look so naked and bare. Like, it's very nice and cohesive that these are the books that we need to read. There are obviously some books that we need to read that are on these other shelves, but they're a little bit like novelty books, like books we've read like in the past, like the Odyssey and stuff like that, but nothing that like we need to immediately read. But I decided not to do any particular order when it came to these books. Like, I just threw them in as I saw them, and I really like how it looks. I think because the shelf itself is so colorful that it kind of gives way to having an array of things that are on the colorful side. Like, it wouldn't make sense for me to do a bunch of like color coding or thematic coding, because like the games here at the bottom are very like chaotic and colorful and have no rhyme or reason to their order. So I think I'm just going to continue just throwing books in here how I feel like throwing books in here, and then just go and grow from there. So now I need to figure out what to do next. And I think what that's going to be is deciding what types of books and items that we want to bring from this room into the living room to put on display. So the first thing I'm thinking of is actually putting my ACOTAR collection over there, and then maybe pairing each of the little collections that we have with like a trinket or something that goes along with it. So if we have something that's like fantasy related, maybe putting that with this. And then we also have my Twilight books that I definitely want to put up there. Like I showed you before, I have the Twilight Lego and then the Twilight Saga movies as well out there. So I think I'm definitely going to bring in Twilight, and I think it's just going to be like the main fandom. So like ACOTAR, Twilight, Lord of the Rings, and probably also Harry Potter. And I think that may be it. And I think I am going to just keep the A24 screenplay books out there. So let me go and bring this stuff in there, and then I'll show you kind of how I'm organizing that. All right, so we're back in the living room now. Arjuna's building some other furniture that we have. So I think I need to remove the stuff that's on here currently, because there's Hobbit stuff here, but it's right underneath Twilight, and I think I want to put Twilight right there underneath it. And then we have the A24 books there, which I actually quite like there. And then some more A24. And then I want to build the Lord of the Rings section and the ACOTAR section and then the Harry Potter section. So let's see how that's going to go. And I think I might move this Harry Potter into the office, because I think we have room for that now. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so I know I said I already brought out ACOTAR, but I'm going to go get Twilight, because we have the Cullen House here, and then I also have the Twilight Saga movies as well. So let me get the books. All right, so I have Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn here. Midnight Sun is actually on my TBR card, so I'll definitely have to be mindful of keeping a place for that. So let me put these up. Okay, so there's definitely going to be a spot for Midnight Sun, and I think I can also fit the DVD collection here as well. So.
And room for more books if she ever makes them.
Yeah, that's true. Arjuna said there's room for more books if Stephanie Meyer ever blesses us again with some more stories. So I think I'll bring them up a little bit to the front. Midnight Sun will go there. We've got that. And I know Twilight's very Pacific Northwest. We have a couple of bears that we got from Alaska, Pacific Northwest, and those can go there as well. I
added the other bears there.
So yeah, you know the little bears Arjuna showed you earlier. So we have this one here, and then this one who just caught some salmon. So I'm going to put these up there, and these are cute little trinkets that I think go well with the Twilight Pacific Northwest kind of vibe. What do you think, babe?
Yeah.
Sorry. You know what? Since Midnight Sun's not there yet. That's so cute. Okay. I love that. I love how that looks. That one makes me happy. Okay. Now I think below, let's do Lord of the Rings, because I know we have like just a ton of Lord of the Rings stuff. So let's do Lord of the Rings. Okay, so I'm going to bring some of the stuff out and place it in, and then we'll reorganize. So we have the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and the Return of the King Special Edition here. And then we have Lord of the Rings here, and then Arjuna's like original Hobbit. And then I'm not gonna go through all these, but we have even more Lord of the Rings books here.
And don't forget those.
And then we have the World of Tolkien set right here. Okay. Kind of like these together.
You haven't done that?
Yeah. All right, I just got Arjuna's stamp of approval. So far, We've got Twilight here, and then we've got the World of Tolkien here. Then we have The Hobbit, specifically The Hobbit, and then Lord of the Rings with some other miscellaneous Lord of the Rings era things.
This could fit in. Could this fit up here?
Now with that, looking as it is, I might see if there's any trinkets that may make sense here. Definitely not here, definitely not here. Maybe one little thing here would be cute, like a succulent maybe, like a Lego, and then maybe something on either side here. Much of that shelf is done. And I'm going to just speed through this shelf because I really don't want this video to be super long. So I think I'm just going to go through this and then show you what we did in the end. Okay, I hope that's okay. Y'all, I'm super happy because we just finished this and it actually looks impeccable. Like, it looks better than I ever thought it would. Like, I knew we had stuff and enough stuff to make specific zones for different fandoms that we like, but I didn't know we had enough stuff to make it look really good. So let me give you a quick tour of what we did with these two bookshelves here. Starting at the top there, like I've already told you about this section, we've got our Twilight Lego. We have Twilight the books. Midnight Sun is going to go right there. Then we have our movies and then the two little bears that we got from Alaska. Here we have the World of Tolkien here, The Hobbit. Then we go into Lord of the Rings and then we go into Star Wars. So we've got some Star Wars books here that I don't think I've shown you yet. We have some of the figurines here for Boba Fett and some other Mandalorian. Sorry. And then down here we have a Star Wars Lego and another little Star Wars figurine. So that is the left bookshelf. That's basically a lot of like sci-fi and fantasy, and honestly everything we have is like sci-fi and fantasy, which I love because it goes fantasy, sci-fi. And it's so good. Okay. The center, we didn't do anything here. We just kind of cleaned it up, cleaned some stuff off. We have some vinyl records here and then some more over here. Up top, I removed the Harry Potter thing, and then now it's just the Disney 100 Lego, and it's cool because it's all about film. And then right after that, we go down to more film, which is A24, their film studio. So we have some of their screenplays here, and then some of their other miscellaneous type screenplays on this next shelf. And if you don't know, I love Euphoria. I'm ready for season 2, but this is
Season
3. Yeah, you're right. Season 3, not season 2. But this is all of Euphoria season 1 right here. All right, then next, the third shelf here is ACOTAR. So we have some ACOTAR books here. And then I also added our succulent Legos because we didn't have anything fantasy or fae, like figurines to put here. But I figure it's a court of thorns and roses. So we have some like thorny rose type Legos. It makes sense to me, so make it make sense to you. Then down below, we go Harry Potter for 3 rows. So we have our Harry Potter sorting hat Lego. Then in this one, right after that, are the Harry Potter actual books. And then down here we have from page to screen book as well as our wands. So that is that one. That one goes film to fantasy. And I love it. I couldn't be happier. Arjuna is happy as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here. What do you think?
I like it.
We still have more to do. Like, I haven't even finished in the guest room yet, and it's already 9 o'clock, but that's okay because we still have time. Honestly, we woke up really late. Like, we slept in, and then we just laid in bed until, like, noon.
Yeah, we didn't get out of bed till afternoon.
Yeah, we didn't get out of bed till afternoon. So it honestly doesn't even feel like it's 9 p.m. It feels more like 5 p.m. But anyways, we are hungry. So we're going to have a little break for dinner. And then I'm going to go back into the guest room and try and finish off the bookcases in there. But I'm so happy the living room is done. And now we get to move on to eating and some more books. Okay, time for a quick dinner break. Good morning, friends. Yes, I said good morning. After dinner last night, we just decided we wanted to relax and chill, and that's exactly what we did. I watched the new Netflix movie, My Oxford Year, and why did no one tell me that movie was going to absolutely wreck me? Like, I'm PMSing right now, so my emotions and hormones are like already going crazy, and then watching that movie, I was just like distraught for like an hour afterwards. I was like crying, but It was a good movie. It was fun. It was cutesy, but it was also very sad and tragic. So if you're looking for something like that, I recommend watching My Oxford Year on Netflix. It just came out in the beginning of August. So yeah, we did that last night, and then I just was up really late reading. Like, we were up until about, well, Arjuna fell asleep before me, and I didn't go to sleep until about 3 a.m., but my sleep has just been all off since I've, like, been sick with COVID, so I'm just trying to regulate that, but I did wake up at 9. Arjuna woke up slightly before that, and so we had a good start to our morning. It's currently 11:30 a.m. We got up, went to the farmer's market, made some breakfast, and now we feel energized and ready to continue working on the reorganization of the bookshelves. So as you can see, we still have the top rows. I didn't do really anything last night. Arjuna finished some things off by organizing some of the trinkets for me so that once I get all the books in how I want them to be and some other things, then I can start filling in with little like trinkets and mementos. So that was really helpful. And now I'm just ready to get going. Like, I had a nice, big, energizing breakfast, had a nice morning walk to the farmer's market, and now I'm just ready to rock and roll and hopefully get this project done before it gets like into the evening. So I'm gonna take the rest of the morning and then the afternoon to try and get this done, and then hopefully that'll be the end of it. And then we can enjoy the rest of our Sunday evening before we both have to go back to work tomorrow, because I did take some days off of work last week because I was just sick. But now I'm feeling a lot better and I need to get back to work, which means I need to get back on a really good sleep schedule. So yeah, so my goal is to get everything done this early afternoon, and let's just get into it. Okay, so I was thinking long and hard about how I wanted to organize things, and I was telling you a little bit about it last night, about how I want to bring like over the colorful books and bring them into the new shelf. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start by bringing over this shelf, I think this shelf of like white books right here, and then this shelf for sure. And then I think down here, I'm gonna like spread these out. Oh, sorry, you can't even see. Down here, we have like a lot of our kind of coffee table style books and like sports books and like educational like textbooks type things. So I think for these, I'm gonna keep them here, but try and reorganize them in a way that makes sense, like pop culture or like comics and like academia and sports. So kind of just find a better way to organize those and then add in some trinkets that kind of coordinate with those themes. So yeah, I'm just gonna start moving things over and start placing them so you can come ahead and watch me do that. This is organized. The only way I kind of organized it is that I put the tallest books on the ends. So over here you see like the tall, and then it goes like tall to small and then back to tall. So that's kind of the order that I did it in. But other than that, the only other kind of sorting that I did is I just pulled any book that was explicitly about sports, and then I pulled any book that was kind of like academia, something like that. So actually, no, that's good. So basically I pulled any book that was kind of like academic text or educational, like with the intent of being used in academia. So I pulled those books. So these are just mostly like novels. So yeah, that's how that turned out. And this is what I'm left with for this shelf over here. Like, it's pretty naked, and I am planning to keep all of these books here. So these will stay exactly as is. I'm not touching these two shelves. These shelves, oh, actually I do have a couple more books. I just realized that I need to move over. So let me actually bring these into these two shelves. So I'll fix that in a second. But now I need to go through these ones and sort them by their theme and their genre, and then I can kind of place them within these different blocks as well. These are all of the different educational academic books that I had pulled from the other pile, like dictionaries, like the English Renaissance, just like books that you would read in a college course. So those ones are going to be the educational section. Here I do have a section of like children's type books, because I do have a lot of like random children's books that I might just like have a section for. If not, I'll just pop them back in here, because I think it's definitely going to have its own shelf here, because they do tend to be more colorful, and I want the shelf to be very colorful and vibrant. Like, as you can tell with the sunlight hitting it now, it just looks very welcoming. And this one is definitely warmer, deeper, dark academia vibes. So now I'm just going to go through these and do some sorting. Sports books are going to go here. This is just like, this is a book of dreams. I have a section actually in the bathroom of like dreams, spirituality, those type of books, like tarot books, workbooks, and in that kind of regard. So I might create a section here that goes with that. So I'm just going to make this its own pile of like spirituality and stuff. Here is film. So I think this might be like film or technical skills, photography, things like that, like the arts, I would say. I'm going to put the educational books here as well, because I just don't think the section for the spirituality, the dreams, things like that is going to actually be that big right now. So I have a couple of sports books. I'm going to move this up here because I think this section I'm going to use as the section for pop culture. So down here we have my husband's like high school and college like books, like yearbooks. Oh my god, they're so heavy. And they're definitely going to stay in the bottom actually, so I'm just going to leave these down. No, I'm going to pull them. I'm going to set these here in front of me. You can't see that, but they're there. Disney, that might be its own category because I do have a few Disney books. Okay. LA Graffiti, that's the arts. Sports, film and movies. Sports. Inside. Oh, this is my husband's yearbooks, so that's gonna, honestly, his yearbooks and paraphernalia might just get their own section at this point. Okay, that's much better. I think I'm just gonna have to clean these one by one as we go. Okay, what's nice is that this is already pretty much separated as like the zone for pop culture, like fandoms and stuff like that. The art of soundtracks though is gonna go up here. So that's the Marvel stuff, Wolfman. I think I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm going to organize these by height within their own respective categories. What's nice is they're already almost by height. Shout out me. I think my mom made this, or I made this. I don't know who made it, but I will save that. We used to have to like write little like books when we were kids in elementary school, and I wrote this one called Sasha's New School. But what's really funny is you have to do an author biography, and it says, I think I wrote this about myself. So it says, Sahara Powell is nice and likes to hang out with her friends. She likes to play soccer and basketball. She likes singing. Her favorite food is nachos from Taco Bell. She's 8.5 years old. She has 5 brothers and 2 sisters. She lives in Sacramento, California, and she likes writing young author stories. And this was the picture I had. That's so cute. God. So you see this, I was 8.5 years old. And then in 2020 into 2021 and 2022, this was the children's book I actually ended up writing. It's called 3 Little Ghouls and The First Day of School. And my author bio for this one has elevated quite a bit. So I co-wrote this with some of my best friends. And it says, Sahara is the creative voice behind the cuddly and lovable character Lycon. She holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from UC Riverside and a master's degree in marketing management from NUI Galway. Being the youngest child in a blended family while living in a town where very few resembled her is what inspires Sahara to develop Lycon's character. And yeah, like the way that I have just grown as an author is incredible. But all to show you, it's incredible that things that you're doing at 8.5 are things that you end up doing with a passion as you're older. So I'm now a published author, and this is my very first children's book. So that was a fun little segue, but let me get back to this organizing. All right, guys, I just finished organizing. So down here, we have the academic books of our past, and then above it, we have academic books in general. Then we have pop culture like comics, Marvel, etc. A blank shelf, yay. Here we have the arts. So we have like Disney, filming, our Polaroid Lego, like film and TV production. Here is sports. And then we have 2 blank areas, which is awesome. And then, like I said, we have these 2 shelves for our Barnes & Noble special editions of the classics. Then over here so far, what I've changed is I actually spread out the books on these 2 shelves. So there's just like a little bit more space, a little bit more room. So those are here. And then I extended to this 3rd shelf. And then up here is where we have the children's books that I was talking about, as well as some of our like bookish accessories, like our custom embosser. And then of course I wanted to highlight my book. And then I'm starting to fill in with some of the trinkets now. So no trinkets yet, but we have 4 boxes of like memories and cards, and so I just put those there because they're quite colorful and vibrant, and it's nice to like actually see and have access to those. So that's how we're looking now. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with how it's coming out so far. And now it's just time to fill in with some trinkets, and then this section will pretty much be done. So let's do that. All right, friends, we did it! Look, the bookshelves are filled with still some space to grow into. Like, it's easy to adjust things, and it's only 1:30, so I started at 11:30. This only took 2 hours. So that's actually pretty impressive. We got a lot of stuff that we've been kind of storing away out for display in ways that made sense, but we also have a few things that unfortunately didn't make the cut. that's okay. My husband gave me free reign. He said we don't have to have everything out. And he does have like a little bit more trinkets than I do, but we also have a lot of combined ones. So I think we did a good job of like getting a lot of things on display in ways that make sense. And all of our books are actually out here now. So I'm really happy. And I want to give you and also my husband the full tour because he hasn't really like gone to see the full final look of everything. So let me go ahead and walk you through the tour of these bookcases. Are you ready for your tour?
Sure.
All right. Here we have.
Whoa, we have bookshelves here.
This is the final shelf. I moved these things around so I can have these cute bookends. And then this shelf and this shelf are now like memory boxes. And then we go into the sports paraphernalia and books. So we have Arjuna's football when he worked at the NFL, and then both of Nesson, sorry. When he worked at Nesson in New England.
They got it for me because I was going to the NFL Network.
Oh, okay. So it was getting ready for him to go to work at the NFL. Okay. And then we have both of our teams represented. He's the Patriots, I'm the Raiders. Then below we have some of our like English language things, and so I put our Paris little souvenirs. And then down here we have some of our school year's mementos and then just random mementos here. Down here we've got the pop culture, so we put Arjuna's Gundam and the Pokemon. And then we had a random empty shelf, so we decided to put in some more sports things, which is Arjuna's Boston Celtics 2024 NBA Championships Pups.
Fun fact. 2 of those guys aren't on the team anymore, and the third guy's going to be hurt all year.
That's true. This is the last time these guys will ever play together. Nice. Okay, so this shelf, we have our media shelf, and then we're back here. So this is the full look. Arjuna, how do you feel?
It's perfect. It's great. I like it a lot.
Good, thank you. All right, let's move on to the big shelf, the main event, what we came here to do and what started us. And this is how it looks. It's busy, which is who we are, honestly. We are maximalist at its finest, but we are also colorful. We are vibrant. We are full of life. And I feel like everything on this shelf really tells a story of us and like who we are. So let's walk through it. Up here on the 2 top shelves, we have a bunch of our memories and mementos. We have boxes of memories and mementos, some souvenirs from Japan, from Paris, from Laguna Beach, and then of course our adventure book. Then we go into some of our novels that we have, normal, typical stuff. But then we have our totem pole from our recent trip to Alaska, some flowers from our trip to Santa Cruz, a little souvenir box from Mexico, and then a souvenir jar that we got when we went to Sweden. Then moving down here, we have Arjuna's, his medieval times horn from when we went for his birthday last year. Oh yeah, you can see it says medieval times. And then we have another one of his Japan souvenirs and another flower vase. And more books, just general novels. And then we go down to Arjuna's TBR shelf here. You saw how that was designed yesterday, and then I've added some Legos, and nothing has changed on the game shelves down below. Okay, let's go back up here. I already talked to you about this first shelf, and then the second shelf is the children's book area. So these are some of the books I wrote when I was a kid, as well as some other children's books that we've just been picking up for, the future. And then we have our book accessories, a little memento from Mexico when my mom went, a cute mug that we keep all of our bookmarks in. This is Arjuna's from Derry, New Hampshire. And then we have our little horse from Sweden.
Hi, Charlie.
Come to Candy Mountain, Charlie. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Look up Candy Mountain, Charlie the Unicorn. Okay. And then, of course, we had to highlight my children's book that I wrote. And then we have some more novels down here. I added another Lego set, another little memento from when Arjuna went to Hawaii, and the third flower vase. And then Arjuna just recently built this, but this is the Pixar lamp Lego set. And down here, we have my TBR shelf that's also bleeding into Arjuna's, but that's okay. Anyways, I added a Lego here as well as a cute little elephant. And then again, nothing changed on these bottom 2 gaming shelves. We're going to make one slight change. Arjuna realized we do have the Peter Rabbit special edition, and while it could stay with the special editions, I think it might be good, and Arjuna suggested that it might be better if we actually place that with the children's book section. So he's going to go ahead and add that right here. And this is the finished revised version of the...
Hi.
Arjuna, please. Please. This is the revised version of the children's bookshelf now with the Peter Rabbit special edition. So I think it looks really cute. And this is how it looks overall. With that, about 2 days worth of work, and we have officially completely reorganized. Don't look at that corner. We're going to get a shelf for that. That's all of our like tech stuff, like Wi-Fi and modems or whatever.
Maybe we should just get a tablecloth and throw it over.
Yeah, it's a magic trick. But anyways, don't look at that. Look at this. Look at how beautiful this shelf is. I couldn't be happier. This used to be a TV and just like a random trinket shelf. And then this looks so good. It just makes sense now. And I'm really happy. All right, y'all. And with that, that pretty much sums up this entire video of redecorating and reorganizing our bookshelves. Thank you so much for staying tuned and watching this video with me. I hope you were inspired to make some changes to your own place and to where you live and redecorate, to just do something that sparks you joy and have a space that brings you joy whenever you step into it. So thanks for watching this video. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. But I have noticed that a lot of people watching aren't actually subscribed. So why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can be friends. And once you do so, leave a brown heart emoji in the comment section. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!